Alright gang, welcome back to our Broke to Billionaire challenge on Ohio Richlands. You join me as we're actively in the process of harvesting our, well, partially combined field back here that we made. And it is giving us some nice wheat. Now it is January, you can tell that it had snowed at some point, but it's not snowing now, so we're trying to get this field done before that potential snow may come back. And we've got the workers still trying to clean up some of the straw over there, but today we are going to be taking a little bit of a shift in how we're picking up the straw. We're no longer going to be doing bales moving forward, I think. We're going to implement, regardless if it's the same one we've utilized previously or if it's a different one, we're going to implement some kind of straw drying, silage creation, production, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to get a loading wagon. I think we've done enough bales. I'm getting a little annoyed with the bales, if I'm honest with you. It's kind of being a pain in the ass. So we're going to take a different approach here. Now, what we're going to do is probably get the loading wagon that's slightly unrealistic, but we do have a little bit, not fully, but a little bit of relaxed rules in this series. So we're going to be allowed to do that, right? So we're going to grab the one that holds an astonishing amount. I think it's like 200 liters or something like that. Quite a lot, and then we'll use that front windrower with it to be able to pick it up faster. So that is our goal today. It means we're going to spend a little bit more money, even though I talked about not spending money. We are going to spend a little bit more money, but it is what it is, right? We need to make some progress here, and the bales are great, but now that our fields are so truly massive, and pretty much every field we have is truly massive, I want to speed that process up. The baling process is a slow process. And it's very difficult, right? Because the workers really can't do it. They can, but they're not that good at it. Now, what we can do with the loading wagon, the nice thing about the loading wagon is they can continue to keep going if they want to, but we'll be able to hopefully combine, swaths together, and then we can go back and touch it up as need be. But since it holds so much, we shouldn't have to have as many issues as we do now with utilizing a worker where they're just skipping a bunch of portions. Then I have to go back and touch everything up, and it's just a mess. So we're going to go a little bit of a different route than we typically would because of that reason. And then when we're done harvesting this field and we get all the straw up, which we may not actually drill it until the next episode, but regardless, when that happens, we are going to be doing something different back here. It's not going to be a cereal crop. We built a barn back here for a reason, or a shed back here for a reason, I should say. And we haven't really utilized it yet, but that's because we were kind of waiting on this field to be ready, and really for us to have enough money to do so. And I think, given how many bales we currently have, and then upgrading a few things there to do, a silage production of some sort, I think that's really going to increase and speed up the process of us gaining money. So that's the path we're going to go now. That's the approach we're going to take, which is a little bit different than what I had been preaching for the last few episodes, but I think it is for the best and a good way for us to actually continue to increase the speed at which this series is going. Once a week is not a whole lot. I'm doing once a week on this series on a purpose, mostly because I am from Ohio. I love being from Ohio, and I like this map because it reminds me of where I'm at, from home, where I'm here. And I want to kind of run this series for a little bit longer, even though it may not be as long as some of my other series. And as far as actual episodes go, it will be running, as far as weeks go, longer probably than most of my series because of that reason. And I like that. I like being able just to come back once a week, do a video for you all on Ohio Richlands from my home map, my hometown. Well, it's not my hometown, but I think we talked about it already. I think this is northern Ohio, kind of south of Cleveland. I'm by the Cincinnati area. I'm north of Cincinnati, so I'm far away, but it's 3.5, 4 hours away. It's not that far. It's still Ohio. Most of Ohio looks identical, so it's not. This is what I see. I've told you that before. This is what I see about. I can drive 5 miles, really, and I see this. Maybe 5 to 10 miles. Not far away from where I live now. In my backyard, I have a small crop field, tiny. I just, like I've mentioned before, I expect that crop field to go away. Pay attention, Z. Pay attention. I just killed some crop gang, sorry. I expect that crop field to go away in the relative near future, unfortunately. But that's just, that's just how it is. Their houses are blowing up in this area where I'm at, so is what it is. But I'm hoping we at least... This shouldn't have went this way. I'm hoping I get at least, another 5 or 10 years out of that field behind me. That'd be awesome to see that for a couple more years. But I would expect that probably within the next 2 to 3 years it'll be gone, if not sooner. But it's just my guess. Oop, too far. All right, so while that's happening, I know the worker didn't really finish it. Ooh, we got something out here. 25. That's not enough. That's not enough. It's not good enough. We want more. But as far as productions go, let's look at that really quick. We want some kind of silage production. We may end up having to utilize the same one we've used before, or we're utilizing the 2.5 horsepower, I should say. But this is the one we're utilizing the 2.5 horsepower, I think. But that's just a custom fermenting silage. That's not really what we want. That's hay and grass. There was one I thought, and I could be completely wrong, but I thought there was one. Is it this one? I think it's this one. You can turn straw into silage. I think it's this one. I'll have to test it out, but I think it's that one. But it's expensive. You can see it. It's $187,000. It's expensive. It really is. But we will be getting rid of some other things, if we go this path, right? Which I'm planning to do. We'll get rid of the baler, for example. We can get rid of our bale trailer as well. There's a couple of things we can get rid of when we go on that path there. And it's not that I dislike bales. We've done bales a lot. I did bales at the beginning of my 200 horsepower challenge as well, and then eventually I just kind of gave up. I do like doing bales, but doing them at the pace and that we're actively doing them now it's getting a little frustrating, I guess is how I would put it. I don't know if that's the correct word to use here, but I want to make progress faster, and bales are great for a realistic, perspective, but it does take longer to make progress. You got to wait at least 24 hours for the bales to be ready before you can sell them, right? So you got to make more progress, whereas if we utilize a production, it's typically at a much faster clip. And what I mean by that is when you put it in there, typically within an hour or two, you're going to have it all flipped to silage, and you can sell it immediately if you want to. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. Hopefully that makes sense, gang. But there's a lot to do today because I've got to get that straw up over there. Like I said, I'm going to probably leave the rest. I picked up some of the bales. I forgot to mention that to you. There's still a few out there, but I picked up some of the bales, which we'll need to pick up the rest of those. But I think the rest of the stuff that's in that field, we're going to utilize the loading wagon, like I mentioned. We're going to utilize that approach. Ideally, and this is like, this is pipe dream more than anything. Ideally, we get to a situation where we are able to have 2 of those loading wagons running at the same time with the 2 workers, right? So we have 2 of the actual windrowers on the front, and then 2 of the loading wagons. It would save us a ton of time. It would get a lot more done. I don't know if we'll get there, but that's the the ideal situation, I guess is what I should say. But how's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. At the time of this recording, I literally just returned from Vegas. I'm recording this, what is the day? Saturday morning? Yeah, it's Saturday morning. I just, I don't know why I didn't know. I guess because I've been in Vegas the whole time. But, so I'm recording this like a day before it's going to come out. But, feel rejuvenated, energized, and ready to make some new, good quality content. It was good to take a little break for a little while, but I'm back. I'm ready to go. I really do love this map, though. Man, I love this map. Just has some minor issues with it, but otherwise it's a great map. It really is. All right, so we're going out around the headland here a second time, as you can see. Ideally, what's going to happen is once I get around most of the second pass here, we will throw this on a worker, and then we're going to have to probably unload the trailer after this next unload from the harvester. We do need to get another trailer. I know many of you have been mentioning that, and I agree, we do. But I'm going to wait and see how much money we end up having when it's all said and done here. after buying all the stuff we need to buy, right, to put down. It's going to cost a lot. I guess that's what I'm getting at. It will not be a cheap venture, to say the least. But I think in the long run, it will help speed things up, and we will end up being able to make more money because we'll have more time to do other things, right? Now, we're getting to a point, I think, in this series where we have to kind of have the decision that I've made in a few other, series, is where we might get to a point here very, very soon where we need to start doing multiple videos per month. And I think that's okay. The more, at the beginning, originally, when I started making videos online, I was like, I don't really know if I want to do that. But I think it's okay. The more I've talked with all of you, the more that I've actually, started making videos and putting them online and seeing how they, how they react, how you interact with them all. I think it's okay. I don't think it's that bad. As long as we have things to do and we're able to accomplish them, I don't think it's that bad doing multiple videos in the same month. Certainly from my personal, actual, real lifetime perspective, it's definitely better for me. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. Also, let me know your thoughts on the new intro and the outro. So I've got a new intro and outro. I think this might be the first episode in this series that you've probably seen it. Let me know your thoughts on it. I kind of took a little bit of inspiration from Crustu's intro for mine. And now I will fully admit that that is not my video. It's just a video that you're allowed to use. Anybody could use that video. Somebody can make that same exact video if they wanted to, that intro video. But I thought it was cool. Has a train running through, old mountainous country town. Little countryside. I thought it was a cool intro, a little bit better than what I personally had before, but for some reason you don't like it, let me know down below, and I can always change it back to what I had. I didn't get rid of it. I just modified the actual editing of the video to have that first. That's really all I did. And then at the end, I just kind of spruced up the thank you to our channel members. And while I'm saying that, thank you guys. I appreciate you so much. At the time of this recording, there's still 2 channel members of mine, and I really, really appreciate you all. You guys are absolutely amazing. Alright, so that's pretty much a full load there. So let me get down here to the end, and I'm going to put this on a worker. And we'll see how the worker does here. I don't expect the worker to do what I want him to do. He never does. So... but we'll see, I guess. We'll see. Now, we need to get a bigger harvester, too. We need a bigger header on this harvester, because that would speed us up tremendously. I don't know if this harvester can handle a bigger header or not. I feel like it can, but I don't know. I mean, the actual pipe, if we look at the pipe, it doesn't go out that far. It could probably handle another 2-meter width, maybe, from what we have. I think this is 6. We could probably go to 8. But I don't think we're going to be able to do much more than that, unfortunately. Given the circumstances, I should not be going this way. I need to flip a UE. Because we did not cut that end off. So I will not be getting across there. I have to go all the way around, where this way is going to be a little bit faster. Alright, gang, we're actually just going to be selling this directly. It is best right now to sell wheat, and it is dropping. There you can see some of the bales I picked up. So we're just going to sell this directly, right off the field. We're going in there, we're going to sell it immediately. I thought about keeping some of it, because I said we might do some chickens, but we're just going to sell it immediately, because this is going to help pay for the things I want to accomplish today. And we also have sorghum in our silo that needs to be sold as well. So we're going to make some good money today. We've got a lot of these bales I think should be ready this afternoon. Not all of them, but a lot of them will. Certainly not the ones that are currently out there. Those are ones that I tried to put the worker on doing, and clearly he had issues. There's still a lot to pick up, you can see. But hopefully today we'll be able to accomplish what I want to accomplish, and maybe start our little path here of honey. Remember I talked about I wanted to make a big row of those honey, whatever you want to call it, hives, beehives, whatever you want to call it, all the way down this path here. Remember I talked about that like number of episodes ago, and we still haven't done anything about it? Well, I want to do it, so... What's he doing? Okay, he's going up here and doing this fine. That's fine. And you know what? It's not a big deal. It really isn't, because eventually we'll get him flipped around and go back up that way. It ain't a big deal. We also, hopefully, if it's not today, it'll probably be, like I said, the next episode. If it's not today, actually, I can already tell you it's going to be the next episode. When we decide to drill this field, we are going to get rid of those other 2 trees there in the middle, that little island that we left. Now that we have the tools at our exposure to do so, or at our disposal to do so, I should say, we are going to get rid of those as well. And then just make this a little bit more of a connected field. It's still going to be an awkward shape, but it will be more connected. So let's put that there for now. Let's jump into this. I didn't get rid of this tractor yet, by the way. I talked about that in the last episode. I was going to get rid of it. I didn't do it yet. I'm going to keep it for right now. I still think we might end up getting rid of it, but right now I think it might be a smart idea to have 4 tractors. Just considering everything we have to do right now, it may be smart for us to keep it for right now. So we're going to keep it for right now, even though that's a complete change from what I said in the last episode. We're going to keep it for right now. All right, so we're only going to be able to get 1 more bale on here, and then we're going to have to come back and pick the other ones up. Yeah, so you can see there's a lot of like little scraps out here that was just left, and then there's that section over there that I didn't even have the worker do yet that I probably should, but yeah, there's a lot to deal with here on this field still, and this field is really going to be the highest priority right now because it's already getting weeded up. The more weeds it gets, the more herbicide we have to use. So I'm just going to drop these off here next to these. I mean, we've got a big old stack growing here, but just kind of push them that way a little bit. All right, that'll work. That's a lot of bales. That is a lot of bales. That is going to be so much good money. So much good money. Now, as far as where I'm going to put this production at, I truly don't have an idea yet. I talked about in the very front up there, putting in some kind of like, you know, farmer's market, like making my own farmer's market kind of thing. That was early on. We haven't done anything with that yet. Maybe we still will, but we have not done anything with that at current. All right, 3 more bales. I'm just going to leave these on the trailer here. We're going to be selling them at some point, right? And when we sell them, we're going to sell the trailer after it's done too, when we take this new approach. So now we also have a bunch of honey pallets back there as well. So lots and lots and lots going on right now on the farm, and really not enough time, as I mentioned on the title of the last episode. We have a lot going on, but not enough time, and that was about as perfect as I could possibly get getting back here. Harvester's going to need gas here soon, but we should be able to get this field done. Hopefully. I just destroyed that tractor. All right, we got this going back on a worker again. I'm just going to leave the worker going, leave the worker to it for right now. Let me take care of a few things around the farm. Let me see if I can figure out where I want to put this production at. I was going to say, I thought he was stopping, sorry. But it looked like he just maybe got hung up on something, or maybe he was getting confused because I did make this a new field in comparison to the other one. Anyway, let me get a few things taken care of and figure out where I want to put this thing, and we'll go from there. Alright, gang, well that took me an eternity. In game time, it's been seconds for you, but for me, it took forever, and everything I was trying was not working. Everything. So what that means is we're going to do something completely different from what I said, and I want you to completely ignore everything I've said for the last 2 episodes. We are going to use pretty much every drop of money we have. I don't know how else to put it besides that. Everything I was trying didn't work. Everything I wanted to do with this straw was not working. We were failing tremendously. I did buy the loading wagon already because I need to clean some area up for what I'm going to be utilizing, because we are actually going to be taking away a little bit of our farm fields to do this, because everything else I tried, like I said, was a complete and total failure. So let me go sell this. It's only 76%, so it won't be a full load, but let me go sell this. Actually, I'll put the worker back on this one. Let me go sell this, and then we'll see where we're at, I guess, is what I'm going to put it at. It's going to be a complete change from what I had anticipated doing for this. So just let's leave it at that. Be back with you guys in a sec. Alright, gang, you can see I've been in the process here of working on this, and it cost us a lot of money. We pretty much have no money at all left now. It does mean we did lose a little bit of our crop field here, but I think in the long run it's actually going to be very, very beneficial for us. I'm not going to go to the extent there. Reason being is there's some straw we can still pick up there. But basically what we have here is a BGA, a version of a BGA. One we have not used before. Now, we've utilized BGAs before on this channel. Specifically, we're utilizing one in the 200 horsepower challenge, but we have never used this one. It's a very expensive one. It does give us a plethora of options. Where's my trigger at? There it is. A plethora of options for us to be able to use, and it's going to make electric, which it's just going to sell the electric, automatically, and then it's also going to give us the ability to store digestate. Now, if we know about anything about digestate, we do know is that we can turn the digestate into solid fertilizer, and that is a gold mine of money. So we may end up doing that here in the near future. But the options we have in this biogas plant of 150 kilowatts is silage, slurry, manure, straw, hay, potatoes, and sugar beets. A lot of options here to throw in here. Very, very good for us. Going to make us a lot of money. So, realistically, we can take some of that silage that we have, those tons of bales we have, throw it in here, and we're going to make a ton of electricity and digestate. Now, straw, you can see, really doesn't make all that much, but I do think this is going to be good for us. I think it's going to make us a lot of money in the long run because of the digestate alone. So, that is what we have here. We come up here, we can dump it up in here, and then we have the ability, obviously, to pull out the digestate if we want to. I think it's over here, I believe, and turn that into something else if we want. Probably solid fertilizer, because that's going to be a gold mine. All right, so looks like the worker is full there, so we need to go ahead and take it off the worker. We're just wasting money there. Back him up because we got to unload it. One other thing I want to note, when we continue to sell stuff today, we are going to buy this multi-trailer 350. It's slightly bigger than the one we have now. I think ours is 20, and this is 35. So it is slightly bigger. We probably won't get rid of the other trailer, though. We probably want to keep both of them because eventually at some point we're probably going to need to. So we're not going to get rid of both of them. But all that said, for now, we have to get back there because we don't have enough money to buy it right now. But here soon, we might have enough. You can see I also have the skid steer out. The reason I have that out is because when I was testing everything out, trying all this different stuff beforehand, and nothing I was doing was working, when that was occurring, I was utilizing that for some other, different things I wanted to try. But clearly they did not work out as I had hoped. So we're going to be utilizing that biogas plant. Pretty nice, though. It should make us good money. Like I said, we really should make a ton of money if we decided to turn it into solid fertilizer, which just seems like the no-brainer path for me. What I would like to do, though, is if we do go that path, try to find a different digestate dryer than what we're utilizing on the 200 horsepower challenge. Doesn't mean we're going to be able to. We may not. But if we can, I want to find a different one and utilize that on this series, similar to what we're doing now, right? We're utilizing a different biogas plant than what we were using, or what we are using, I should say, on the 200 horsepower challenge. Hopefully all that makes sense. I'm sorry that I've had to shift gears a lot, but that's just kind of how farming goes, right? That's kind of how the series itself goes. You've got to pivot and make changes as necessary. Not everything you want to do or you envision is going to work out as you had anticipated. So you got to be able to make those changes on the fly, right? So it's kind of what we had to do here. Alright, so I'm going to leave that there. Let's jump into this New Holland, because when it's done unloading, I'm actually going to go ahead and take over for a little bit. We're going to clean up this area around the trees here. Now again, those trees are going to go away at the end of this episode, but they're not going to go away just yet, and the worker obviously is having issues with them, so we're going to take care of that. Now there are, I'm just now starting to hear it over my headset, but there are some people working, not in my yard, they're in my neighbor's yard. My neighbor's putting in like a deck basically, and like a retaining wall, so you may hear some minor machinery in the background or some noises, but I apologize ahead of time if you do. Hopefully you don't. It may not come through on the microphone, but I am hearing it from time to time over my headphones. Now, I don't have my headphones on like super loud blast or anything like that, so could be part of that, but I just want to make sure that you're aware, you know, of what's going on in case you do hear something in the background. Now, we do have a few other things we need to also do, and we may not end up being able to do them on camera. It may get to be too long of an episode here. But if we have the time, we're also going to have to fertilize that field over there we drilled in the last episode a second time. If we don't end up having time to do so, I can just do that off camera. Just to kind of, you know, save some time and not have a 2-hour video. But if we get to a point where we think we've got time to do it, then we'll go ahead and do it. It's not going to be a situation where I'm just going to skip it no matter what. It's just only going to be a skipping whenever there's a situation where it's, you know, the actual episode itself is getting too long, and I want to try to reel that in a little bit. We're getting a pretty good yield out of this field, though. So this would be a lot of money coming in for us. A little bit of an awkward area here. There's going to be some awkward straw to pick up, but I'm hoping we'll be able to utilize the worker for a good portion of this, like I said previously, right? We probably can't afford to do 2 at this point in this episode since we spent so much money on that biogas plant, but in the near future, we definitely will be able to. Alright, this is pretty much done here. We'll clean the rest of this up. We'll put this back on a worker, and then we can get going with getting all this straw up as much as we can. Probably take some of those silage bales as well over into that plant. I'm not going to put all of them in there. I'm going to sell some of those silage bales as I hit. Silage plants would be sweet. I'm going to sell some of those silage bales, as I had mentioned before, right? Because we just need a little bit of money now that we wasted. Well, I say wasted. Now that we invested so much money is what I should be saying. Not wasted. We didn't waste the money. Come on, Z, get together, brother. Get together. Alright, let's get this flipped around, put it on a worker. We'll get going here. Alright, worker's going. I'm actually going to go ahead and unload the worker now, since we're here already. And then we'll start picking up some straw. I've done a lot of straw work lately, but it was mostly bale work, so we will put a little bit of a mini time lapse in. And I'm not going to do every path of straw here. There's way too much straw. It would take a long time, and it'd be very, very, very monotonous. But we will do some of it and get some of it unloaded into our plant. All right, that's good enough. And we need to sell this stuff too, but we can do that here very, very soon. Looks like we do have some in here, so I think I'm going to actually make one more bale. May not be the most, I need to actually turn on the other thing. Come on, Z, get it together. There we go. But I think I'm going to do that just to make sure we get, as much money as we can out of this thing. I don't want to sell it with straw in here. That just seems kind of productive. So we'll get this picked up, turned into one bale. It probably will be before we even get to the end of this. Actually, it's going to be. And then we're going to make sure we don't fill any more up. Going to back this kind of up out of the way a little bit, so it's not really in our way while we're trying to pick up the rest of the straw here. We'll kind of put it on the edge. Perfect. Alright, we'll unload that there for now, and then we need to flip this with this. Get this out of the way for now. I know I've got a bit of a mess here. I will clean all this up, I assure you, but I just want to get things going here, and I can clean it all up off camera. We're going to need some service on this vehicle as well. It's probably time for us to put a service station in as well, so we don't have to drive all the way back down to the farm shop. Now this loading wagon here, all right, it is an unrealistic version of a loading wagon, which what I mean by that is it can hold a lot more than what your typical one would hold. Oh, I didn't turn it on. Oh, there we go. Well, we got a path there, but anyway, it holds a lot more than what your typical one will hold. Again, this series, we do have some limitations, but it is a little bit more of a relaxed version of those limitations because we're trying to get to $1 billion. That's not an easy feat already to begin with, so. There's a lot of these in this field here. It's going to take me a while to do all this because we had a worker doing this. So it's going to take a bit, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So let me get this done, gang. I'll probably skip putting a time lapse in on some of the smaller sections here. I'll wait till we get big paths like over here on the right, where we haven't really touched it yet. I'll get all of these done, and then once all of that is picked up, then I will be back with you in a time lapse format, picking up the other sections. So let's do that, and then we'll be back with you. we got a worker going on this. You can see our tractor needs some service desperately. So we're going to put something in pretty much immediately here. I don't know how good the worker's going to do when they turn around, but this thing's almost full. And our biogas plant that we put in, it's already full. So we've got tons and tons of straw. So we are also going to have to put down some kind of silo where we can store straw. Now, I know there are some unrealistic silos, I think, that I can put straw in. I'm going to see if I still have them installed, or I have to go to Mod Hub to find it, but I will look and see if there's actually a legitimate straw silo of some sort, rather than an unrealistic one, if I can help it. But if not, then we'll have to put that in. That's just what we'll have to do. It is what it is. Now, the next full load of wheat we get here, we're going to sell it. The rest of it, I'm going to actually keep and store in our silo. I do have the plan, and I mentioned it many episodes ago, to put chickens in. So I want to keep some wheat for the chickens. We may have to buy a bag at that point, or maybe we'll have another, field of wheat that's ready to harvest then, but I'm going to keep a little bit. The rest of it we're going to sell. I also bought, during that time lapse, I'm sure you saw it, I also bought a... I don't know what he is doing. What is he doing? Okay, well, all right, well, whatever. There's still going to be portions here, it looks like, that are screwed up, and I think the biggest issue here is the worker's only going to do, the actual paths that we made. But that's fine. I'm really not that concerned about it. Well, what is he doing again? I guess there's not enough width, so it's just picking it up whenever there's... Okay, whatever. There's going to be sections, I guess, we're going to have to touch up. I guess that's where I'm getting at. But until we get a wider width of the windrower, we're going to have to just kind of suffer with it. All right, so we'll sell this. The remainder of what's here, we'll put that on a we'll put it on a worker. We'll store that in our silo. Whatever we get out of the rest of this from this worker, we'll store in a silo for our chickens. Looks like a lot of our equipment's going to need some work. This one needs a little bit of service. It needs gas badly. This one needs service too. So we've got a lot of things to accomplish here. Just some housekeeping stuff, more or less here. But let's get this back here. Let's get this sold. I'll look for a silo of some sort, because we're going to need it. And then we'll go from there. What if we don't sell our baler? I don't think we need to. We're getting some money back. We're getting some good money back from this. So I don't think we necessarily need to. We also have sorghum. I think it was sorghum in there that we have to sell, right? We talked about that at the beginning of the episode. But I've been doing so many other things. Yeah, sorghum. So we've got a lot of sorghum to sell too, which is going to give us some good money. It is dropping in price. I probably should sell it now. Let's just sell it now. We'll see what kind of money we actually get to. But maybe we keep the baler for now. We may need silage, in the future. And if we sell it now, I mean, if we have to, we can certainly sell it just to make some money. But I think, given the circumstances here, we're probably going to be okay if we keep it now. Because I think we're going to make good money off the sorghum. We've got a ton of straw into our plant, making us money, right? Tons and tons in there. That digestate's going to make us a ton of money whenever we get a digestate dryer, which it won't be this episode, but the next episode for sure we'll put that in. We probably will fit some kind of service equipment, production, whatever it may be. We'll fit something of servicing in today, because we need it pretty badly for most of our equipment here. So yeah, I don't think we, at least, I mean, maybe we'll keep it, and then eventually if we end up not utilizing that baler as much as in the future, we can sell it then, but I think it might be smart for us to keep it for now. Especially since I have talked for a number of times about sheep as well. We've got that grass field over there, which I'm sure is ready to harvest at this point. We have 3 grass bales over there waiting for whenever, we do get sheep. So we've got a reason, I think, to keep it, so We'll keep it for now. But hey, after getting a biogas plant, another trailer, and we have all those bales to sell too, which again, some of those are going to be turned into electricity and digestate, but for the most part, a lot of those are going to be sold. I think we're doing okay here. 175,000. I mean, we're doing all right. I think that's pretty daggone good. Surprised today that most of the things we're selling, well, almost everything we're selling, is actually better at our sell everything. Very surprised by that. Normally it's not. Normally it's the least, but not today. Or if it isn't the best, it's like missing it by like $1 or $2. It's not even worth the actual maintenance and gas it would take for us to get there and back. We've got all that honey to sell too. All that honey. Nice. Up to 192,000. That's really, really good. So let's get this back here because we're going to need it for the harvester, and then we'll see where we're at as far as the worker goes with the straw. I would suspect that it's full by now. Yeah, it looks like both workers are done. Looks like the harvester's finished. Hopefully he got all the way through it and there's nothing missed. Looks like he did. So that's actually a really good thing. Glad we went around the headland there. That actually made that a lot easier to do. So that's good. So we can just unload this. We can really leave it in there for right now. And then I'm going to take that. Or maybe he just got stuck on a tree. I don't know. We'll take that thing of straw and get that sorted out. Well, that unloads. Yeah, he's 99%, so I think he just considered it full, even though he got stuck on the tree. Well, we'll get it to 100%. No reason not to. Let's fold that up. I do want to expand the header there so we can, whenever we put it on a worker, he'll at least get 2 rows. I really want that to happen. This speed this process up so much, though, gang. Instead of doing those bales, this has made it so much faster, which is definitely the main goal of doing this. So, totally worth it, I think. But that'll be our next upgrade, right? Getting a tractor, a bigger tractor, or something that has a 3-point on the front that's bigger than this one, that can handle a wider width windrower. Because that will be a game changer. Game changer. You may be asking yourself, well, Z, why don't you just put all the straw in your big silos? You got big, massive silos. It won't accept straw. It only accepts crops. So it won't accept straw, unfortunately. So unload whatever we can unload into here. Looks like that's it. Just keep it unloading, I guess, but yeah, that's it. So I don't know how fast this is going to be. It could be much slower than the other one. The other one is super fast. It looks like it is going to be slower, but that's fine. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, right? We just want to make sure we're utilizing the straw to the best of our advantage here to make the most money we can. So let me find something to put the straw in, and I'll be right back. All right, I found the right one here, gang. It's just a tiny little silo. I kind of stacked it up next to the other ones, just thinking it made the most sense. It has some lights on it, which is kind of nice. But this is the one. We should be able to unload tons of straw into there, which is really, really good for us. Now, I don't think it'll hold all of it. Yeah, I didn't think so. I was going to say, I don't think it's going to hold all of it, so we might have to put in a few of them. But we just have a lot of straw is really where we're at right now, right? 100,000 liters of straw in that is a lot. I don't want to put another one in, I don't think. So what we probably end up doing here, gang, is just kind of keeping the rest of it into this wagon. I mean, we can hold another 100,000 basically in here. I don't think there's 100,000 left back there. There is a lot, but I don't think there's 100,000 left back there. So I think we'll just keep the rest of it in here. Maybe a slightly unrealistic, but we can stick it into the actual shed, and then that way it's got cover, which makes it a little bit more realistic, right? So I want to get this field going on getting drilled. That's the other objective. We don't really need to drill that field back there today, but I want to get this field drilled today. So we've got to do that, which means we got to get this out of the way. Now, it also means we're going to utilize our new Russell Mash. We're going to utilize that on our drill. Now, I would like to upgrade the drill. I've talked about that a number of times, but I don't think we will upgrade it today. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. Let me sell some silage bales, and let's see where we get to. And then We're also going to move some silage bales over into that as well, like I said, because I want to get silage going in that as well, but it won't be all of it, that's for sure. Alright. So there we go. This is not going to be the best work you've ever seen. Actually, I'm just going to turn around. That'll make it easier. Alright, transport mode. Move him off. Down. I don't know why it always does that. It just resets for some reason. Nice, 43,000. So, the drill I want to get... so the large tractor we have has 375 horsepower. It's a lot. The drill I want to get... Let me find it. Was it this one? Which one do we have now? I can't remember. We have this one now, that one I was just looking at, which is 8 meters. We wanted the one that's 12 meters, I think, right? It was 12 meters, if I remember correctly. It was this one. I'm sorry. It was 15 meters. That's the one we want. 300 horsepower, 15 meters. No, it's not. That's not the direct drill one. Where's the one that was the direct drill? Was it this one? It was this one. 12 meters. It was this one. It was this one. This is our direct drill one. This is exactly the one we want. 195,000. So we can actually buy it now. That was the one, right? Or am I going crazy? No, that had to be it. That had to be it, because this one's not a direct drill, and we want a direct drill. Is this one. Okay. I think we might have utilized this one recently as well in the 200 horsepower challenge, and that's why I was getting a little confused, but, you know, it is what it is. We'll use that one. Perfect. Let's buy this sucker. Let's do it. Let's do it. 12 meters is going to help. So I think what we're going to do, since this tractor needs service so desperately, it should be able to pull it up to here, as long as we don't start drilling with it. It should be able to pull it. So we'll go ahead and unload that. We'll take this one back to the shop now. Since we're not going to install something yet, we'll take this one back to the shop. We'll bring the other drill with us, sell that drill, and make us a lot more money. We probably will sell one more thing of bales, though, since we just spent all that money. We'll probably sell one more thing of bales, and the rest of them we're going to keep for safekeeping to put into our BGA. That's kind of the goal I'm at right now. So let's get this thing unloaded, especially since it is a, you know, direct drill, and it also only does one. It can only do seed. The one we're getting now will be able to do seed and fertilizer at the same time. So we're going to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. It's going to be great. So let's unload this thing kind of here, kind of awkwardly but you know, close enough to the field where we can just pick it up on the way through. I'll get this back to the farm, back to the shop, sell it all, and we'll bring everything else back to the farm. The new drill back to the farm. I'll see you guys then. Alright, not too bad. After repairing this, selling the other one, we're back up to 100 and... Oh, Karen almost hit me. 119,000. That's not bad at all. There's our trailer as well. We'll have to come back down here and pick that up. I'll get this back to the farm. Now, how did this bale get here? So I saw it when I was driving, gang. I didn't see it on the way down here, but on the way here, I saw it when I was driving. So I pulled in. Basically, I saw it from down there, and I kind of pulled in this way, and I was like, is that actually our bale? How did this get in here? I don't think we're going to be able to get this back here without it falling off, but how did it get all the way over here? That's my question. How did that get all the way over here? That doesn't make any sense. Weird. Alright, we're pulling back up here to the farm, gang. I got it up here. I only dropped off one time, so that was a miracle, but very bizarre that was just sitting in the middle of a field that's not even ours. Like, I don't even know how it got over there. We only brought bales over that vicinity, I think, one time, and we never went across that field. Ever. Not one time did we go across that field. So how did that get there? I love this map, but I'm telling you, this is just another example of glitching occurring in this map. I'm just moving this by hand. I know it's unrealistic, gang. Just bear with me. We'll gloss over that for a minute, right? Alright, we're going to get this drill going. And then I'll put it on a worker. I probably won't put a time lapse in. We've done a number of time lapses already. I probably won't put a time lapse in, but we can at least get, you know, around the headland a little bit with it and get it going. And then a lot of this, I think, because this episode's getting pretty long now, a lot of this I think we're just going to do off camera, gang. I'll certainly fertilize the other field off camera. You've seen that thousands and thousands of times. I can get the rest of the stroll up. You already saw a big, massive time lapse for that. I'll get all this back as well. But let's get the field at least starting to get drilled before we call this episode. All right. Well, just run into the barn. See, go ahead, buddy. Just run right into it. What a dummy. Really like this tractor, though. Really, really do. A little awkward, the way that it turns. What do you call this? I don't remember what you call it. I think I was having an issue with it in the last episode too, and I looked it up, but I haven't done an episode on this for a while, and I already forget. Oh gosh, it's gonna drive me insane. I'm sure some of you already mentioned it in the last episode, but I'm doing this episode before the last episode released. What is it? Oh, it's gonna kill me. Anyway, the one where, you know, it's the front can be turned differently than the back, right? It's not all connected together. If that makes sense. Like right there. See how it's like connected by bars and stuff? It's not like fully one piece. It's two pieces. I don't know. Maybe that makes sense, maybe it doesn't, but I think you know what I'm talking about. If you're watching this, I think you know what I'm talking about. Right, so it almost looks like this one does not hold as much seed as the other one, almost. Well, maybe it does, but it just seems like it doesn't. I guess it does. Alright, so we need to get fertilizer and seed in here. And this thing, I am terrible at driving it. Holy cow. Come on, Z, get together, brother. Okay, let's ooh. No, we don't need that. Open cover. I thought I was doing the right open cover, but evidently I'm not. Why can't I get the cover open for this thing? What in the world? Okay. It's just very, very finicky. Very, very finicky. Very, 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 very finicky. Alright, well, we finally got it. That was just not the best there, but we finally got it. So let's get this flipped around here. Start unfolding this. We should be able to get around this corner before it becomes too apparent. Alright, what do we want to put in here? I don't know what we want to put in. It is January, so we probably want to put soybeans in. Do we have soybeans going somewhere else? We do have soybeans in both of these fields. Maybe we don't want to put soybeans in then. Let's put oat in. I already had oat on there. Alright, let's get oat going. It's going to take me a little bit of time to get used to this here, gang. It's hard to turn this thing a little bit. But I'll get there. I will get there. Definitely going to speed this up, though. Look at that. Look at how big that width is on that thing. Don't kill the crop, Z. Don't kill the crop. Oh, I need to expand that, don't I? Oh, I forgot about that. I need to expand that. Let me. I'll just come across this way for now then, and I'll fix that up off camera. Remember, I said I was going to touch up this field. Remember, because I said I touched up the other side of the field, the canola there, but I didn't touch up this side. So I will touch that portion up off camera. Then that way I can just re-drill that off camera too. Now, this is going to be good though. Look at this. This thing's pulling it no problem. I just got to get used to the turning of this tractor, but this thing is pulling it without any issue whatsoever. We're gaining 4 more width, so it will be speeded up, especially with the size of the fields that we actually have. We don't really have that many small fields. As a matter of fact, we only have, I would consider, 1 small field. 1 is a grass field, so that doesn't even count. But the rest of our fields are truly gigantic, so absolutely worth it. All right, and we're on our way down this path here. We're going to come back around, do the full headland, as we would expect us to do. We'll probably throw it on a worker at that point. We may do a little bit, I don't know, maybe we might do a little bit of the fertilization over there on that field, but the more I think about it, I probably won't, honestly. Even though this is really difficult to drive this thing. I don't know. I mean, I might have made a mistake here with this tractor, gang. I'm gonna be honest with you. I might have made a mistake with this tractor. This thing is the most difficult thing I think I've driven so far in this game. So yeah. Anyway, I'll do the best I can here. But anyway, we may do a little bit more than this, but the episode itself is getting pretty long, so I don't really want to spend a whole lot longer on this, because we're looking at getting well over an hour here, you know, all things considered. So I probably will do is I'll go around the headland, maybe go around that row once more, put it on a worker, come over here, maybe try to clean up the area just a little bit, show you that a little bit, and then move some of the silage bales over right into our BGA there that we created. Make some money off the silage as well, or at least started making some money off the silage, I should say. And then kind of go from there. I think that's kind of the approach we're probably going to take for the rest of this episode. Again, I don't want to, make this episode too long, and I think if we go any longer than that, it's going to be too long. It's my opinion, at least. This tractor is... Man, I'm having some issues. We're making it work, though. We're making it work. So somebody sent me a message. I'm sure they want me to play Apex or something else that's not Farming Simulator. Right, so let's try to back this sucker up here. It's definitely not the easiest thing, by any means. Well, I messed that up, evidently. Don't know how I messed that up, but I did. Let's go over the top of that again. There we go. Alright, so we're going to do another pass that way, like I said. And then we'll throw it on a worker, and then we'll get the drill out. Well, I say the drill. We'll get the actual plow out. Try to plow this up and make it a little bit straighter. It is going to make this field a little bit bigger than it was before, but I think that's okay. Right? I think that's okay. Alright, we got the worker going here. Hopefully the worker will do a decent job here moving forward. Let's jump into... We'll use the Starry. Or the Stara. I always call it the Starry. I don't know why I call it the Starry, but I do. Use this one. Get the plow going here. It should be enough. Maybe a little slower than normal, but it should be enough. So the actual day that I'm recording this, it's a few hours before I'm getting ready to leave for Vegas. So very, very excited about that trip itself. But yeah. Hopefully I make some money. That'd be nice, right? That'd be nice. Come back a little bit richer instead of losing. Normally when I go to Vegas, I lose. Hopefully this situation is not the same. Hopefully I make some money this time. You never know. All right, we've kind of gone off tangent there. I have not moved the thumbstick at all. That was just a matter of natural movement there, I think, within the game. Yeah, perfect. This is going to work great. This is exactly what we wanted to see. Should be a straight line for the most part here when I fix this little section here. Let's see. Looks like a straight line to me. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted to see right there. That's a perfect, well, almost perfect straight line. That's what we want to see. Good. Good, good, good. So let's go take this back, drop this off, and then we'll get into the skid steer. We'll grab the forks there, and we'll take some of that silage bales over here. And then probably the rest of the silage bales we'll just sell. But we're going to take at least some of them. Well, I just drilled the skid steer. At least some of them we're going to actually sell here. Or what sell? I say sell. We're going to put them into the BGA, I should say. The rest of them we will sell. That's really what I was trying to get at. We do have a little bit of wheat. Like I said, we're going to keep that. We're not going to put chickens in today, but maybe the next episode. If not, the following one, certainly. We'll put some chickens in. We're also going to put some sheep in here very, very soon. I'm pretty sure the sheep field is ready. Or the sheep field. The grass field is ready to harvest. I'm pretty sure it's ready to harvest. So we're going to utilize that to our advantage and put some sheep in and make a little extra money there off some wool. Potentially turn it into, you know, something else. Whatever it may be. Let's see what we can get here. Let's see if we can get 4. I don't know if we can. It might be too much for this skid steer, but let's try it. No, it's not, didn't pick those up evidently. Looks like I'm not gonna be able to get them. Let me try this really quick. Let's see if I can figure out a way to expand. There we go. Maybe that will do it. Possibly. All right, we're able to pick 4. Perfect. Now I just gotta drive them over here without dropping them. Okay, they're just going to stay in the middle of the air, evidently. Weird. All right, there they go. They went in. That's very weird that they just kind of hung out there in the middle of the air. So we'll turn the silage on as well. That's 30,000 liters of silage. That's good. We're going to make a lot out of this. If we have both of those going at the same time, I mean, that's going to give us a lot. It's going to be about 500 silage, or not silage, the gestate, excuse me, coming out of that. And we're going to have, you know, 1,200 electricity come out of that. So that's pretty daggone good. Like I said, we don't need that many bales. We really don't. To fill that up. So since we've got 115,000 now, again, I'm not going to sell that that baler. Kind of wanted to originally, but I don't think it's. I don't even think it matters. I don't think it's worth it right now. I think it's better off to keep it. So then, if we do get silage bales, we can turn those silage bales into more money, right? Okay, evidently I dropped those. There we go. This should, based off of what I'm seeing, it should max that out. So this way we can continue to do the, you know, the loading wagon or the forage wagon of straw. But if we ever want to do silage to put into here, we can do so. We can continue to do so. There we go, perfect. Now that should be enough. Yeah, it's pretty much maxed out there. I think the max is 65, so maybe one more bale could go in there. So I think that's what we'll do, right? We'll just kind of take the rest of these bales to finish off this episode. We'll take the rest of these bales. Where is my other... There it is. We'll take the rest of these bales and pretty much sell them, and we'll keep, I don't know, let's keep 6 of them-ish. Well, I guess it depends on how many gets picked up, right? But somewhere around there. I think that would be good. Because, I mean, I feel like that is a slow BGA, slower than the other one. I could be wrong, but I feel like it is. Looks like there's enough bales there for another load, so maybe we don't sell those bales. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what to choose right now. $118,000 right there. Let's see if it gets picked up here. I would suspect that there's not enough here. I can already tell you there's not enough just by looking at it. So let's get the skid steer back out here. I'm gonna pick up 4 of those. I'm just gonna set them kind of over here to the side, and when we need them, we can put them in there. At least that'll keep both of those going. That's gonna make us a lot of money when that digestate gets full. So I'm going to set these right in front of this gas tank here. Or whatever this tank is. Methane tank, whatever this tank is going to be. I'm going to set it right here in front of these. I think it'll be fine there. Back this up. I will put all of this away here soon, like I said. I mean, we're doing pretty well here. This guy is, I mean, he's missing some sections down there at the end, but again, that's something we can touch up. It's not a big deal. He's doing pretty well. Let's get the rest of these filled up here, and we'll go sell these real quick. Make us some more money. Actually, I don't think these are ready yet, now that I'm seeing this. I don't think they're ready yet. And if they're not, we'll just kind of leave it sitting here. Okay, maybe it is ready. I didn't think they were, but I guess they are ready. Okay. Sure didn't seem like it, did it? Alright, nice. 273. We're nearly back to kind of where we started at, right? So we need to sell this bale trailer. We don't need it anymore. We're going to keep, like, obviously we're going to keep the silage bales there, but we're not going to be making a ton of those, right? We're just going to make, you know, 4 to 8, maybe 10 at the most every single time. We're not going to make any more than that. There's no reason to. So we'll sell that soon. All right, we get the roller out here. We're going to get rolling on this field. It's not going to be perfect, and the worker's not going to get everything done on this rolling, for sure. There's going to be stuff that's missed. I already know that. And that's fine, right? As long as we get a good portion of it done, that's fine. We'll get a little extra bonus. I'm all for that. We'll get down here to the end and we'll throw the worker on this. This worker is getting really close to finishing the field in general, so that's good. We do have to do a little touch-up down there, like I said, and then obviously the touch-up at that end that we purposely did not have the worker doing. So we've got a few things to do, certainly, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. I'm actually going to throw down the worker there and see how it goes. So let's go sell this stuff. We got all this straw to pick up, which I'm going to pick up the rest of this straw off camera. Ideally, in the next episode, as long as we have enough money to do so, we upgrade one of our tractors. Last time I said we were going to upgrade it by utilizing the Russell mash, but I think 4 tractors, the more I think about it, is good. But we'll upgrade probably the New Holland or the Star, whichever one. One of them to be a little bit more horsepower, and have a 3-point linkage on the front, so we can utilize it for windrowing. Right? So we'll see, but that's kind of where my head's at least on this. I want a little more horsepower so we can try to expand that windrower out, because if we can expand it to the max or close to it, we probably will be able to get 2 or 3 rows of straw going at the same time for the worker, which will speed things up tremendously. Alright, so that's done. We're at 281, not too shabby at all. I don't think we need this tractor for now, actually, now that I think about it. We got a lot of things to put away, but I will do all of that off camera. I'm going to take this over to our other field. We do need to fertilize that field a second time, which we talked about, right? We've got to fertilize that a second time. So let's bring this over there and get this going. We can put this on a worker as well. After we go around the headland, obviously. Yeah, great progress being made on that. At a much faster clip, right, than I was expecting. We do have to do that row there, but I mean that row is only going to take a few seconds to do with a 12-meter width drill. That's nothing. So we'll get a worker going on this right now. Go around kind of the headland here, as I typically do. Just try to make it a little easier. May not be as easy as you think, but trying to make it a little bit easier for the worker itself, because they always have issues, and this one especially. For whatever reason, on this field alone, you saw it many times now. It just decides to stop and then just go over into that field for whatever reason, even though there's a massive width between this field and that field. There's a massive just grass field with nothing there. It, for whatever reason, decides it wants to go over there. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. People have made comments down below, in the comment section about what they think on certain circumstances, but this makes no sense whatsoever. I don't understand that at all. But anyway, we're going to go around the headland on this side at least. We might just, let the worker go from this point on, but at least now we're pretty confident they're not going to go all over to that field. hopefully. Alright, put that on a worker, get that going. We can get this going again, take this back. We're going to, I talked about putting a service station in this episode. We're going to wait to the next one. We got the main tractor that was in dire straits fixed. These can all wait till the next episode. They don't need to be this one. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to wait till the next episode for these guys. I'm just going to drive right into that tree. Good job, Z. Way to go, buddy. Way to go. All right, we're back here. Worker of the drill is almost done. I'm pushing the skid steer. So that went well. About as good as you would expect it to. That went really well. So in the next episode, gang, I kind of mentioned it already. I'm going to mention it again. So in the back field back there, we're going to be putting something different in. It's not going to be a cereal crop. It's going to be something completely different. Completely different than we've ever done, actually, I think, on this series. Or, well, I think on the actual... Well, maybe not. I was going to say on the actual... I was going to say on the actual, channel itself, but there may be something, actually, that, at this time of this recording, the time of this comes out, we might have already put something in, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Maybe not. I don't know. It's between two things. That's how I should say it. That's how I should rephrase everything I just said to you. It's between two things. It may have already been done once before, but I don't think it will be. I don't think it will be. But if it is, this is a preference that I apologize. If it's already been done, then I'm sorry, but I don't think it's been done with the channel yet. And it only depends on if everything goes smoothly, right? Everything has to go to plan here. If it does not go to plan, then, we're going to do a little bit of a pivot like we've been doing a lot on this channel. We just do pivots in general on this channel when things, come up and make more sense. We're just going to pivot, right? We might have an idea to do something 3 or 4 or 5 episodes prior, and then we get to that point and it doesn't work out. Prime example is what we were doing today, right? The hay stuff, or the straw stuff, excuse me. Right? We had an idea for the straw stuff. It didn't work out. It just simply did not work out. And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. I had an idea for something, it didn't come to fruition, and we had to just kind of move on. Alright, so the bottom of the field here is done. The only thing we have to do is this little section at the top that we kind of fixed in the process of this one being drilled. So, again, the rolling, it's not going to be perfect. There are going to be parts missed, but I'm okay with that. I really am. I'm okay with that. As long as we get the bulk, the main part of it, I'm fine. Evidently, I just re-drilled that farmer's field somehow. I don't know how I did that, but evidently I did it. Because you can see it over there. I did it somehow. Weird. Anyway. We've got to back up here a little bit. I don't know if I can get this whole section or not, but we're going to back up a little bit now. It should get a little bit better as we get further along. Because further along, we get the skinnier this section is that we have not hit. This is the worst backup you've probably ever seen. But I'm telling you, this tractor is I don't know if this is going to work for the way that I play this game. This is becoming extremely difficult for me to manage. But yeah, leaving for Vegas in the morning, gang. So I'm only a few hours away. I'm really excited about it. I've mentioned it a number of times in a lot of different playthroughs on this channel so far. I'm very, very excited about it. But by the time you watch this, though, I'll be back from Vegas. At least I should be back from Vegas, unless something, you know, drastic occurred. I should be back from Vegas, so yeah. I was gonna say give me some numbers or, you know, something to bet on, but I should be back by now. All right, that field is drilled. It's just a matter of getting it rolled and then spraying it. But I think we're gonna wait to spray it for the next episode. So we'll leave the episode there, gang. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe if you're new. It's free. Helps me a ton. Any thoughts, questions, comments, or ideas? Feel free to let me know down below in the comments. I'm happy to get back to you on those. Check my other channels out. Links are in the description down below. My Vegas trip, I should have, as long as things go to plan, I should have some videos coming out. Some like walking tours, walkthrough videos, whatever, vlogs, whatever it may be, reviews of my trip to Vegas. If you're interested in that, if you are, give it a follow. If not, then don't worry about it. It's the Zorch Travels channel in the description. I'll only be putting something up on that whenever I happen to be on a vacation trip or a work trip. I do a lot of work trips for my job itself specifically. I'm heavily involved with the clients, our clients. So a lot of the times I do some travel trips for work, which is nice. It's nice and it's not nice, right? Some people really like and enjoy traveling. Some people don't want to go anywhere. I am kind of in the mindset I kind of like to travel, mostly. Sometimes it's a little frustrating, but most of the time I'm perfectly fine and happy that I'm able to check out some new areas, you know, for work, right? I don't really have to pay anything to do it. Now, I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot of, you know, the touristy stuff or checking a whole lot of things out, but, you know, basic stuff and whatever free time we have that's not involving work, I can certainly do. Is he done? Guess he's done. Sure doesn't look like it, but I guess he is. Well, we're going to run out of fertilizer here. I can tell you that right now. So what is left on that field to be done? A good portion, actually. A good portion. So I'll get that fixed up. I'll get the rest of the straw up off the ground. That field, again, we said we were going to wait to do the herbicide spraying until the next episode. Whatever that worker gets done rolling while I'm doing the rest of this off camera, the rest of the actual fertilized spreading on this one, and picking up the actual straw in the back, we'll leave it be. He probably will get most of it done, with the exception of the ends there. He'll get most of it done for sure. So we'll let him do that thing, and then we'll see you guys in February. So again, hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, I'll catch you all in the next episode.